Alright guys, just thought I'd do a quick bit of an update for you guys on the Mitsubishi Triton. I've changed a few things since last time you saw a video of the 12 volt modifications I did, running the lines from the front battery through to the back battery in the back, running a C-Tech DC to DC charger, so I can run my fridge, which actually just sits over behind me. I've actually changed a few things. Moved a few things, pulled the box out, changed a few of the locations of things, added a few new things, which guys I'm going to show you now, so you've got a bit of an idea of what you guys can do to your trucks if you want to go hunting, shooting, you know, camping, and having a good rig that you can actually get power out of at the back, you know, charging phones, tablets, cameras, all that sort of stuff, run LED lighting. So let me show you what I've done since the last video. Alright guys, what I redid, you saw the battery box before. Right now I've actually got the light in there turned on at the moment. You saw this battery box before, so what we've got here, power coming in, 8 BNS wiring from the front engine, from the front battery, comes up underneath the car, comes up in through this Anderson plug here, goes through to the C-Tech, and then onto the 100 amp hour battery. Now I've got a few cords in here. A lot of you guys might remember before I had the C-Tech over here, and I had the Baintech fuse block down here near the right hand side, which was really hard to get to. I couldn't change anything. It was very difficult to actually get into, especially with those little screws on the Baintech. Became very difficult. So what I did, I pulled this all out, I redid the backboard with marine carpet, I moved the C-Tech DC charger over to the left a little bit, moved over the Baintech fuse block to the left, and kept pretty much the isolator switch in the same spot. Now these two Anderson plugs here that go in are for the solar. So what I did actually is, when I actually go out into the bush, if you want to lock the car up and put your solar panels out, what I've done is I've actually on the outside here put an Anderson plug. So that's just an, it's got a bit of water in at the moment. Put an Anderson plug out there, which comes up through there, comes up in through there, and then into the Anderson plug, obviously straight onto the C-Tech DC charger, because don't forget the C-Tech DC charger runs both from the alternator, and it also runs solar, which is very, very good. I've got an extender, 6mm2 cable, Anderson plug there, say 10 meters if I need to run those solar panels. Also here I've got a little bit of 4mm cable. Okay, that runs the LED lighting. And I've got a couple of things in here, walkie-talkies, some chargers, things like that. And as you see, I've actually labeled all my accessories on my Baintech fuse block. So I've got the 12 volt. Now if you're wondering what I had, it's the voltage meter. So if I turn it on through the isolation switch, okay, it turns on, tells me I'm at 13.2 volts. There's my USB, struggling focusing, the USB. Okay, I've also got another USB at the front. Okay, 1 amp and 2.1 amp output. I've also got another 12 volt socket, which is for LED lighting. And this one here, all those run off 4mm wiring, and the fridge runs off 6mm wiring, which you can see here on the inside. Everything's been conduit, black conduit, split conduit over the whole thing. But the best part is, I'm going to show you one other thing in regards to the solar panel. This is a watt meter. Okay, so it just gives me a bit of a rundown each day how much actual power I'm actually getting from the solar panel. But the best part is, the reason you're thinking, well, I haven't driven this car today, why is it at 13.2 volts? I actually haven't driven the car for 3 full days now, and it hasn't dropped down below 13.2, dropped down a little bit. And the reason for that is because I've got a solar panel on the roof. This is a second connection here, runs up, if I can show you, behind there. Okay, comes up and actually out through the front. So if I go around through the front, right, I've actually got a cable gland here. And what I'll do is I'll actually just get on my little stool and I'll show you what I did in regards to the solar panel on the roof. It's 130 watt and pretty much works all day, every day. So I'll show you that. All right guys, as you can see on the roof here, this is a 130 watt solar panel, which I got off eBay. I also got these, they're pretty cool actually, these aluminium brackets. Now the solar panel actually sits on the brackets, and the brackets are actually stuck to the roof of the canopy. Now a lot of people recommend the Sikaflex specific brand. It's about $32 a tube. It's quite expensive, but I decided to use and give a go the new, or I'm not sure if it's even new, but Selly's Armorflex, which is in clear. So what I did is I used Selly's Armorflex to actually stick the brackets down. It does appear quite very, very well stuck down. I've driven it so far on freeways, I've driven it pretty much everywhere, over mountains and stuff, and it hasn't been a problem at all. I decided to use Anderson plugs, which basically I plug the Anderson plug in. As you can see here, it runs down, it's conduited, just to protect it hopefully from the elements and stuff like that. Runs down underneath the roof racks, and then it basically runs into a waterproof cable gland. Then runs into the canopy, and then it actually comes through the canopy, in through down the bottom, down the side, okay, and it's stuck there with a clip, and then it actually runs down into the Anderson plug. So again, it's good when you're driving around with the C-Tech DC charger pumping 20 amps into the battery, and then when you stop, you're actually still getting a great residual charge as well from the actual solar panel. So if you're out all day hunting and you don't have access to be able to put panels out where you are, you're still going to get a little bit of power that's generated throughout the day from that 130 watt panel. Now I've seen about 5.5 amps in full sun. It is winter time, so it's not that great. So I'm hoping to get about probably 5.5, 6 amps out of that during the summertime, maybe 7 amps if I'm lucky, just depending. Probably not that high, probably around that 5.5 would be fantastic, and give you some great charge throughout the day. So guys, there's the some of the things I've done in doing the toolbox and getting the battery box done. It's been working fantastically, and I'm pretty impressed with the setup in being able to develop something like this. I've really enjoyed it. It's definitely a good experience of wiring these little 12 volt systems up, and hopefully you guys can give it a go as well, and see what sort of arrangements you guys come on with to suit your power needs in running fridges, phones, tablets, all those sort of things when you're out in the field. It really works really well. Alright guys, as usual, my name's Jason. I'll see you next time.